Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there was a magnificent palace. In this palace lived a beautiful queen, but she was unhappy. Her only wish was to have a daughter with ruby-red lips, round eyes, and rosy cheeks. One day, as the queen was sewing and pricked her finger, she made a wish for a daughter. Her wish came true, and she gave birth to a girl. They lived happily until the queen fell ill and passed away. The king remarried, and his new wife was beautiful, but had a wicked heart. She often asked her magic mirror, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" The mirror always replied, "You, my queen, are the fairest of all." This made the queen happy. However, her wickedness caused chaos in the kingdom, leading the king to leave the palace to restore order. Meanwhile, Snow White grew up to be a beautiful young woman. One day, the wicked queen asked the mirror again, and this time it revealed that Snow White was the fairest in the land. Enraged, the queen plotted against Snow White. She ordered her trusted man to bring her Snow White's heart. Guards took Snow White to a secluded place in the forest, pretending it would be refreshing for her. While in the woods, Snow White found an injured bird and tried to help it, unaware of the man behind her with a knife ready to kill her. Seeing Snow White's kindness, he couldn't go through with it. The man confessed his orders, but warned Snow White to never return, as the queen intended to kill them both. Heartbroken, Snow White wandered until she found a small house. Finding it dirty and untidy, she cleaned it. Perplexed by the small-sized furniture, she made a meal and fell asleep in one of the tiny beds formed by pushing them together. 7 dwarfs who lived in the house returned and found Snow White. After hearing her story, they introduced themselves as Doc, Grumpy, Happy, Sleepy, Bashful, Sneezy, and Dopey. The next morning they went to work, and Snow White, in gratitude, bid them farewell and promised not to open the door for anyone. Meanwhile, the wicked queen, consulting her mirror again, discovered Snow White's continued existence and disguised herself as an old woman. She tricked Snow White into accepting a poisoned apple. Snow White fell into a death-like slumber. The dwarfs returned, discovered the truth, and placed Snow White in a glass casket on a high mountain for all to see. A passing prince saw her, fell in love, and kissed her. His kiss broke the curse, awakening Snow White. Together, they exposed the wicked queen, who was banished from the kingdom. Snow White and the prince married, living happily ever after.